In today's session, we are going to discuss about dictionary properties. So unfortunately, everybody is in Friday mode, but I had to, I have to take the session for sure. But guys, okay, looks like everybody is in Friday mode. Okay. Well, here, guys, when I say dictionary, you can call it as field. Field is nothing but dictionary. You can also call it as column. Column is nothing but dictionary. In ServiceNow, we call field as dictionary. We call column as dictionary. Okay. So you can call it as field properties or dictionary properties or column properties. Okay. Well, here, guys, there are some dictionary properties: mandatory property, read-only property, display value property, default value property. Okay. Default value, dependent value, and calculated value. Calculated value. Okay. Mm, choice list specification, choice list specification, reference qualifiers, attributes. So these are the dictionary properties that we have in ServiceNow. So these are the dictionary properties that we have in ServiceNow, guys. Well, if you go to the form that we created, okay, we created a custom incident form, right? So this is the form. So let me remove this view. Let me just go to the module and remove the view. Go to link type, remove this view from here. Okay. So let me just click on create new here. So this is the incident form that we created. So what we did, we in the ServiceNow database, we created a table. We created a table. So in that from the table, we designed a form. We designed a form. We created the sections. We created the views, view rules. We created the formatters. We created data lookup rules. We created assignment lookup rules. Okay. Well, in today's session, we are going to discuss about a dictionary properties. So I am asking a question to Kumar. Kumar, you want to open a bank account in the bank. You want to open a bank account in the bank. You went to the bank and then you took a form to fill in your details. You fill in your details and you will give that form to the bank employee so that he can create a bank account. So here what happened is that you went to the bank and you asked a bank employee to give the form. That bank employee has given you the form. Okay. You did not fill any field value. You did not you did not fill any field value, and you gave the same form to the bank employee, and you asked them to create a bank account. So whatever the form that he has given to you, in that you have to fill your first name, your last name, your Aadhaar card number, your PAN card number, your date of birth. Okay. So you have to fill every details and you have to give the form back to the bank employee. But you haven't filled in everything. You haven't filled in anything. So you have given empty form back to the bank employee and you asked him to create a bank account for you. Okay. So then in that case, can a bank employee create a bank account for you? And what he will tell you in return? Okay. So in that case, can he create a bank account for you? Tell me guys. No, right? Okay. Because you must fill some mandatory details so that using those details, he can create a bank account for you. Okay. Consider this is a bank application. Without filling anything, you are able to submit this one. Without filling anything, you are able to submit this one. So record is created, system ID is generated. So what can you do with this particular incident? So are there any details to read here? Are there any details to read here? We haven't filled any field value, but we submitted this incident. We haven't filled any value, but we have submitted this incident. So what is there in this incident? What can we do with this particular incident record? It is of no use, right? It is of no use without filling any field value. Submitting a form is of no use, right? So that is why what I am doing is I am making affected caller field and the short description fields are mandatory fields. Without filling these two field values, he won't be able to submit the incident form. Without filling the affected caller and short description field value, he won't be able to submit the form. So that means in the incident form, I am making affected caller field as a mandatory field. I am making short description field as a mandatory field so that we can understand. So who is creating the incident and what is his issue in the short description, we can understand. Okay. So that in the incident table, I am making affected caller field and short description field as mandatory fields. What I am doing is I am going to the tables. We'll open the incident table that we created. In this incident table, let me open the affected caller field. Let me open the short description field. So in the affected caller field, there is a mandatory checkbox here. You have to check this. You have to check this checkbox. In the short description also, there is a mandatory checkbox. You have to check this checkbox. Okay. Okay. So now you go to the form and refresh this form, or let me open a new form. Okay, this is a new form. You can see affected caller is a mandatory field here. Short description is a mandatory field here. Without filling these two field values, if you try to submit this form, it won't allow you. Okay. Without filling these two field values, if I try to submit this one, it won't allow you to submit. So what is it telling? The following fields are not filled in: affected caller and short description. So similarly, when you are trying to give the bank application form, bank employee will tell that these are the mandatory fields you have to fill in. Once you fill in all the details, so that we can create a bank account for you. So instead of manually checking here, we are making those fields mandatory here. If you don't fill in, you won't be able to submit that form. So here what I have done, I have made affected caller field and short description field as mandatory field. If you want to make other field values as mandatory, you can open that fields from the table. Let us say I am opening uh, configuration item as mandatory field. I'm opening configuration item as mandatory field. You save this form. So now on the form, I have made three fields mandatory. If you want to make other field values as well mandatory, you can make the other fields as well mandatory. So now affected caller field is mandatory, configuration item field is mandatory, and short description field is also mandatory field. Right click and save this one. It is telling the following fields are not filled in: affected caller, short description, configuration item. So that you have to fill in those details, then it will allow you to submit. So let us say I am selecting my name here. Uday Kishore is the affected person here. And configuration item is actually Salesforce. Okay. So then you have filled some mandatory fields and you can now submit the form. And you can now submit the form. Okay. Likewise, you can make the field mandatory on the form using dictionary properties. And now, guys, this number field, as I told you, system ID is actually a unique ID for developers. Number is a unique ID for employees, is what I told you. How many of you remember this one? How many of you remember this one? Number is a unique ID. Sorry, number is a unique ID for employees. System ID is a unique ID for developers. So how many of you remember this one, guys? Okay, fine. So if I allow everyone to edit this field, if I allow everyone to edit this field, there is a chance that they can remove this number. There is a chance that they can make this number as duplicate. So this number is actually unique ID, right? So if I allow employees to edit, they will be able to edit. There is a chance that they can remove the number, they can make this number as duplicate. To avoid that, I want to make this number field as read-only field. I want to make this, I want to make this priority field as a read-only field. Okay. I want to make this priority field as a read-only field. So I go to the table and open the number field and I open the priority field here. Number field I open. Okay. Priority field I opened. Number field I made it as read only. I would check the read only checkbox here. Guys, always remember you cannot make a number field read only and mandatory both at a time. You cannot make a field mandatory and read only at a time. Can you make a field mandatory and read only at a time? You understand? If you make a field mandatory and read only at a time, if you are making read only means they won't be able to edit. Same field you are making mandatory means what is the meaning there? So that is why you can't make you can't make a field mandatory and read only at a time. Okay. I am making number field as read only field. Similarly, I am making priority field also a read only field. And I'm checking the read only checkbox here and save this one. And go to the form and refresh this one. Now you can see the number field is read only. No one can edit this one. Similarly, the priority value is also a read only field. Priority value is also a read only field. So now I have made affected color, configuration item, short description field as mandatory fields. I've made a number field and priority field as read only fields. Okay. Okay. Now I am just opening a new form. Okay. Okay. So what is it saying here? Name of the record is new record. So here this is actually called display name. Display name is now showing as new record. Okay. Once you create the record, so name of the record is showing as number, right? Name of the record is showing as number, right? Guys. So name of the record is actually showing as number. Number is actually the name of the record. See, let us say I have three names: Uday, Kishore, Gadiparthi. What is my display name? So you all call me Uday. So Uday is my display name. So similarly, we have multiple values here. Out of these values, number is actually the display name of this particular record. So my full name is, I have three names, guys: Uday, Kishore, Gadiparthi. So people call me as Uday. Uday is my display name. Okay. Similarly, in the form we have multiple field values. Out of these field values, number is actually the display name here. Now I want to make a short description value as the display name. I want to make short description value as the display name. Then what I go do, I'll go to the table, I'll open the short description. I'll check the display checkbox. I'll check the display checkbox. Okay. Just refresh this one. Now you can see the display name will be shown as short description value. Let me refresh this one. The display name of this record is actually the short description value, because I have made short description value as display value. You can see I have made a short description value as display value. Okay, then what is happening here? Instead of showing the number as display value, short description value is shown as display value of this particular record. Do you understand, guys, what is display value? Hmm? Okay, now I have a confusion here. So I have made short description as display value, short description field value as display value. Again, what I am doing is I am just opening the description field. Again, opening the description field. I am making this description also as a display value. Okay. So I have made this description also as a display value. Then what happens? Which one will be taken as display value? Which one will be taken as a display value? Because system is getting confused here. System is getting confused. So you are making system confused. So you made short description as display value. You made a description as display value. So which one should take? System is getting confused here. So don't confuse the system. Okay. So that make only one field as display name. Make only one field as display name. Okay. So I want to make the short description value as the display name. Short description value as the display name. Yes. Okay. Okay, fine. So now what I have done, I have made affected caller configuration item short description field as mandatory and number and for priority field as read only, and short description value I made as display value. Okay. Okay. So there is a concept called default value concept. Default value. So this default value concept is only applicable for new records. New records. Okay. So I am just going to all. I am opening the custom custom incident. Okay. Okay. So when I open the form in the affected caller field, whoever has logged in. So Uday Gadiparthi has logged in, right? Uday Gadiparthi has logged in. So logged in username should be populated in the affected caller whenever I open the new record. In the state field, new value should be populated by default whenever I open the form. In the impact field, by default, low value should be populated whenever I open the form. In the urgency, by default, low value should be populated whenever I open the form. In the priority field, very low should be populated whenever I open the form. So that means whenever I open the new record, in the affected color, my name should be populated. In the state, new value should be populated. In the impact, low value should be populated. In the urgency, low value should be populated. In the priority, very low value should be populated by default. These are called default values. These default values should only be populated on the new record. Okay. So then what I do, I go to the table and I open the affected color field. Affected color field. Okay. Go to the default value here and click on advanced view. Click on advanced view. Go to default value. Use dynamic default and select as me here. Me means current logged in user. And save this one. Okay. So that in the affected color field, current logged in user name will be populated on the new record. Okay, I am opening the state field now. In the state field, new value should be populated by default. Go to default value. So here, scroll down, you have choices here. So I don't think we need choice one, choice two, choice three. Let me delete them from here. Okay, new choice value is small letter NEW new. So this value you have to use as a ServiceNow developer. New. Go to default value. Provide new here. Okay. And I am going to the impact field value. Where is that impact? Okay. Impact. Urgency and priority. Impact, urgency, and priority. Impact. So in the impact, I want to populate the low value by default. I don't want this choice one, choice two, choice three. Why are these created? So you have to take the choice value here. Choice value capital small LOW low. So I'm providing the default value as LOW. In the urgency also, choice one, choice two, choice three. low. We'll go to the priority field value. In the priority field value, I want to show default value as very low. This choice 1, choice 2, choice 3. Delete. So small v, very low. You have to use choice value, guys, as a developer. Very low. Save this one. Okay. Now go to the form and refresh this one. Whenever I open the new form, this is a new form, guys. In the affected color, my name is populated by default. In the state, new value is populated by default. In the impact, low value is populated by default. In the urgency, low value is populated by default. In the priority, very low value is populated by default. So, well, here, guys, in the affected color, Uday Gadiparthi name is by default populated. In the state field, new value is populated by default. In the impact, low value is populated by default. In the urgency, low value is populated. In the priority, very low value is populated. You can still change the values here. These are default values. If you want to change, you can change it. Okay. Save. You can see this is once it is saved, this is not a new record. Okay. Once it is saved, this is not a new record. This is an existing record. This is already created record. So on the already created records, this is already created. If you refresh this one, default values will not be populated here. This is an already created record. On the already created record, default values will not be populated. Are these default values are getting populated here? Hmm? No, right? Okay. So the default values will only be populated on the new form. Okay. You can see in the affected color, Uday Gadiparthi name is populated. New value is populated. Low value is populated. Low value is populated. Very value, low value is populated. So let us say Kumar has opened, Kumar has logged in here. Suppose in the organization, Kumar has logged in. If Kumar tries to open this form, in the affected color, Kumar name will be populated. Okay. So let us take Prudviraj. Prudviraj has now logged in. If Prudviraj opens this form, Prudviraj name will be populated here. Okay. So these are actually default values, guys. These are actually default values. So we did discuss about making field mandatory, read only, display value, and default values. Okay. Now we will understand about dependent values. Now we will understand about dependent values. So dependent values in the sense, guys, here you have category. Whenever I select a software here, only software related subcategories should appear here. Okay. Only software related subcategories should appear here. Okay. When I select a hardware here, only hardware related subcategory should appear here. When I select a network here, only network related subcategory should appear here. When I select a database, database related subcategory should appear here. So that means these subcategory values are dependent on this category field values or not. Hmm? These subcategory field values are dependent on this category field values are this subcategory field values are dependent on this category field value or not. Okay. Now what I do is I'll go to the subcategory field from the table. Okay. Click on advanced view. Click on advanced view. Okay. Use dependent field as category field here. Select a category. Okay. After selecting the field, dependent field as category here, okay. After selecting the category as dependent in the subcategory field, so if you scroll down here, choices. In the choices, you have dependent field option here. So here you can do one thing. You can use control click here. Click on these things. Okay. These three double click here. These three added to software. I'm adding it to whenever we select software. So this is actually a category choice value. Remember, this is a category choice value. You go to the form. You can see category choice value, software, small s. Okay, scroll down and control. Click. These three, I am making it to database. Database. Bug, defect, enhancement. I'm assigning it to inquiry. Control. This one I am assigning it to network. Okay. Okay. Hardware. Go to the form and refresh this one. Go to the form and refresh this one. Okay. So whenever subcategory values are dependent on this category, whenever you select a category here, software, okay, subcategories will appear here. Okay. Whenever you select a hardware here, the hardware related subcategories will appear here. Whenever you select a network here, network related subcategories will appear here. Whenever you select a database here, database related subcategories will appear here. Whenever you select enquiry, enquiry related subcategories will appear here. Okay. So see, data lookup rule is different. Data lookup rule will assign a value. See, here we are showing multiple choices here. Data lookup rule will populate a value here, very low or critical or high or any value it will populate here. But here it is populating multiple choices here based on the category choices. It is showing the subcategory choices here. Getting my point? So data lookup rule is different, and this dependent value is different. So whenever you select a software related subcategories are populating it here, not setting the value. Data lookup rule is setting the value. Okay. So both has difference, right? So this is actually the subcategory value is dependent on this category field. Okay. So here we are selecting a group here. We are selecting a group. Let us take application development group. Okay. Application development group. Application development group. How many group members are there? There are two group members. There are two group members. Whenever I select a group here, the assign to only those group members should be appearing here. Whenever I select a group there, only those group members should be appearing here. I'm able to see all the users here. So in that case, what I have to do, this assign to field is dependent on this assignment group. I'll go to the assign to field here. I'll go to the assign to field here. On advanced view, go to dependent field. The dependent field, you have to choose the assignment group name, assignment group field name, u underscore assignment group. Assignment group field name you have to take. Assignment group field name we have to take. Okay, now go and refresh the form now. Okay. So I am selecting the application development group here as an assignment group. Whenever I click on this magnifying glass, how many members I am able to see? Two members. Only these two group members I am able to see. I am selecting another group here called tab approval. Okay. Whenever I click on this magnifying glass, I should be able to see only cab approval group members. So these all are actually cab approval group members. Okay. I am selecting in another group that is actually IBM ServiceNow admins group. Whenever I select IBM ServiceNow admins group, so if I click on this one, I should be able to see IBM ServiceNow admins group members. So these all are actually IBM ServiceNow admins group members. Okay. This requirement, whenever we select the assignment group, that group members based on only that group members only I have to show here. So the requirement I am able to achieve it using dependent value, right? I can also achieve it using reference qualifiers as well. That reference qualifiers topic we'll be discussing on Monday. Okay. So we are able to achieve it using dependent value. That is fine. Okay. If you have to achieve the same requirement in a different way, we can also achieve it using advanced reference qualifiers as well. Okay. So in the dictionary properties, we have discussed till this point how to make a field mandatory, read only, how to set the display value, default values, and dependent values. So this is what we have discussed in today's session, guys. And next session we'll be discussing on Monday, guys. Okay. So till that, till- so everybody is clear with this today's session, right? Everyone? Hmm? Any questions from anyone? I have unmuted everyone. You can
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
your
Uday.
question.
Yeah, Uday. I have only one question.
Yeah.
So regarding that, so at a time, so it's not possible to make a single field is mandatory as well read only, right?
You see, how can you make a field
Uh-huh.
mandatory and read only at a time?
Yeah, yeah. So that is not possible. Why? Because after entering only it will become read only, right? So at a time we can't able to, right?
See, if you make a field read only, what happens? It will not allow you to edit. Okay.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
field, if you make a mandatory, form will not allow you to submit, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that we can make sure, and but mandatory and display on the same field and read only and display we can do that, right?
Yes.
That combination we can. Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. Yeah.
So you are correlating the topics with your service now.
Uh,
See, whatever we are discussing, you are correlating this in your service now.
yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yeah.
You are seeing the system ID in your service now. You are seeing the numbers. You are seeing the different type of fields on the form. How that form is designed
Hmm.
and all. Hmm?
Yes, yes, yes.
So if you are able to correlate it, right, it is easy for you to understand what is happening in your service now, and
Hmm.
you can easily crack the job. And for your information, guys, the interview questions are ready. It is available at the admin. You guys can contact admin so that she can share the interview questions with you. Okay. So Konda, you have any questions?
Oh, yes, so there one question.
Yeah.
Yes, today the class is clear,
Mm.
and for that day I did not viewed that custom incident table.
Mm.
So now it is viewing on the same day itself. I had done,
Yeah.
but for assignment and data lookup yesterday you said no.
Mm. Mm.
So for data lookup, it is directly taking the priority after selecting urgency and impact.
Very good. Mm.
But in this we need to select the. I mean, after saving only it is.
Mm.
So then,
Yes.
what is the use of taking the two in the practical working area? You can take in this.
I didn't understand the question, Konda.
Okay, okay. I mean, for that the priority will be taken directly for that data lookup.
Mm.
For assignment, we
Once
need
record
after
is saved,
saving.
once
Yes,
record is
after
saved,
saving only. Yes, sir.
assignment rules will work.
Okay, okay. When you are working practically in a company,
Mm.
okay, we can use any one of these, or any one of these is enough, I think, maybe in my point of view.
Yeah, you can use any one of these.
Okay, okay. So that's my question. Both are not mandatory. You can use any one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good,
okay.
Konda.
That's
You are
my
understanding the concepts in detail. Okay.
okay. Okay. Thank you, Uday. That's what my question is mainly. because both are almost same, 99% same. That's
Very
why
good.
that's the question. Thank you, Uday.
Kumar, you understand the concept?
Yeah.
So the dictionary properties, right? Dictionary properties topic we are covering. Dictionary overrides concept will be covering maybe on Monday or Tuesday. Okay. So yesterday you were asking me a question, right? That question that question answer will be cleared. I think I have already cleared. That question answer will be in detail. The question answer will be explained in detail in maybe Tuesday session. Okay.
Okay.
So till this point, you guys are clear, right?
Yes, Uday, clear.
Okay. So you guys can contact admin for interview questions. Okay. And also, I am getting you a material for you guys. Okay. I'm getting you a material for you. Okay. So both ServiceNow admin and developer material, maybe that is also available in 1 or 2 sessions. Okay. Clear, right? So the material will only be available online. So you can't, if you want to take the printout, what I will do is I'll give it for printing so that I can also provide you the books as well. Okay.
So the URL with admin, Uday,
Yes, yes.
okay.
That the guys I have prepared almost around 500 questions. Okay, around 480 around there. Okay, so 90% of the questions they will ask from those questions only. They don't go beyond that. They can't go beyond that. Okay, so there are some questions like what is the recent development that you have done? What is the recent challenge that you have come across? What is the complex development that you have done? Hmm? Um, so give me 3 recent requirements that you completed. So what is your day-to-day work? What is your present role? So these kind of things I haven't written, guys. Okay. So maybe I'll also plan for them as well. Okay. Clear, right?
Yeah, Uday. I think those are the like some nowadays like those are the some main questions everybody asking, right? If you go practical interview.
Prepare them also, Uday, so that it will be helpful for us. And can you tell the team to upload that in the drive, or we should ask?
It is already there in the drive.
Okay, I haven't seen. Sorry, my bad. Then.
It is already there in the drive.
You mean this questions and answers or like material, Uday?
So questions and answers both were written.
Both are uploaded on Drive. Okay.
Yeah. So you can see. So what is the user table name? User table name
Yeah.
is _user. What is the
Yeah.
group table name? What is how to create a user account using script? We know how to create a user account using form, right?
Yep. Yeah.
We created user account manually, right? So similarly,
Yes.
how to create a user account using scripting?
Mm-hmm.
So how to create the group account using scripting? How to add role using scripting? How to add role to individual user? How to add a role to how to add role to group using scripting? Okay. What is delegation role? How to remove the group member from the group using scripting? Okay. Getting my point.
Yeah, Uday, like the thing is by using this, like in the generally by using the form at a time we can create only one user, but by using the script we can create at a
Create
time
multiple
maybe.
records at a time. Yes.
Okay, that's why we can use that. So in that situation we can go for script. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
So what is impersonation? Logging in another user, logging in as another user for testing. Okay. What is incident? Sudden interruption in the service when employee walks in our organization. If something suddenly stopped working, he'll get the support from the support engineer by creating an incident. What is problem? So can we create a problem from incident? So how to create an incident record using script? We created an incident record using form, right? How to create the incident record using script? Okay. So how to create problem record using script? Okay. So can you create a change request using script? If you want to create a change request using script, you can use this line. So whenever the parent incident closed, so all the child incidents should get closed. This is the logic that we have to write to close the child incidents automatically when the parent incident is closed. Okay.
Mhm.
So you know, right, parent incident and child incident concept. Hmm?
So maybe on the like same incident, we can create another incident, right? So the second incident will call
Suppose
and
if 10 users are actually creating incidents on the same issue. Okay. 10 users are creating the incident on the same issue. Okay. Then we can make one incident as parent and remaining incidents as child. So if one person is facing the same issue multiple times, then that is a problem.
problem management. Yeah,
Multiple persons same issue means that is not a problem. One person multiple times he is getting the same issue means that's a problem.
problem. Okay.
And the problem is closed, associated incident also get closed. The problem is closed, associated incident. So we have to write this logic to close the associated incident. Okay.
So,
What is the
Uday, in that case, like if the 5 users raise the same issue, then one of the incident we can consider as a parent, and remaining 4 will be coming as a child, right? In that case.
yes.
Okay.
So what is process flow? What are application menus? What are data lookup rules? What are UI policies? Okay, what is global checkbox in UI policies? All the questions are in detail written here. Okay. So after completing this training, if you go through it, for most of the questions, you can get the answers here. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. What about the job opening which you have posted yesterday in the WhatsApp group?
So I think you are not good to go ahead, guys. But
Acha.
for you, it is not yet completed, right? That is actually for ServiceNow client. Okay.
Okay.
So I think you can ignore this one for now. Maybe in coming days, I'll be posting some more job interviews. Okay.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uday, generally in my company, if we raise any incident, now we'll see like three kind of values. Like one is interruption, second one is degradation, and some service request. So,
Hmm.
what is the like high level difference between these three, Uday?
Mm, I didn't understand.
So whenever we raise incident, so there I
Hmm.
think one field I seen like there we have three options. Like it is interruption in the or degradation or some service request. So these three values are there. So is there any like high level difference or what exactly those actually?
Maybe
Means
if I
we
can
need
see the form,
we.
I can
Mhm.
explain. It varies from project to project. How your
Okay, okay,
organization is following and all.
okay.
Uh, I don't know, right? So
Actually,
maybe
we need to choose any one in that, like in the three options, while saving actually.
hmm. Okay, we'll see you there on Monday session, guys. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Mm.
everyone.